Hello, thank you for tuning in to the Diaspora Panel. This is the voice of the diaspora. I have with me, as always, I have Mr. Ola Lawal, who is based in Calgary, in Canada. Mr. Lawal, you are welcome to today's meeting.
Thank you for having me.
I also have my able political friend, Mr. Olaitan Adedigba, who is based in New Jersey, in America. Mr. Adedigba, you are also welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having me too.
We want to say a big thank you to all our subscribers. Please, if you are one of our subscribers, if you are one of our viewers and you have never subscribed to this channel, please subscribe now. It is free of charge. It means that anytime we do a new video, you'll be one of the first people to hear about it so that you can watch the video. Today, we want to talk about new political realignments in Nigeria, for the upcoming 2027 election. We are hearing in the news that out of maybe shared aspiration, out of political moves, that the North has now decided to back Mallam El Rufai for 2027 general presidential election. And what we are hearing is that El Rufai is going to pair up with Mr. Peter Obi, who is currently in the Labour Party. We know that the Labour Party has a lot of issues right now. They are not settled. So it looks like Peter Obi is going to look for maybe another party, maybe a coalition party. So it looks like Peter Obi and El Rufai, they are trying to work together so that the Obedience can come along with Peter Obi and El Rufai can bring the crowd from the north so that they can give President Bola Ahmed Tinubu a run for his money in 2027. So, Shupo, you are a supporter of Peter Obi, you are an Obidient. So I know that, you'll be interested in this. So do you think that Peter Obi and Nasru El Rufai can defeat Bola Ahmed Tinubu 2027 if they come together?
Thank you very much for the question. I think, this 2027 is still, relatively a long way and a lot can happen between, now and then. However, I think if you look at the composition of the various factions and elements that have formed the Obidient movement, it is a very ideological movement, one that is, very, very focused on a couple of things, and I will rattle them out. One is transformational leadership. Two is candidates such as Peter Obi that in some shape, have been proven and don't have that much baggage in, as part of their political history. I think Mallam Rufai, El Rufai, Nasir El Rufai, would be a bit of an odd combination to go with Peter Obi, to be very honest. And for me, I think the result would likely be that Peter Obi would lose some obedience in the process if that were to be the ticket that would be on the table. Mallam Nasri El Rufai definitely has not very good record, particularly when it comes to financial inapproprieties, as well as his support, for kind of the movement that he gave credence to when he was governor of Kaduna State, which is the Fulani hegemony. He did not, the stark difference between North and Southern Kaduna was so evident when he was governor that it would be difficult for many to see him as a candidate that potentially can bring different parties, different ethnic groups together, to work, towards the same goal. I recognize why a combination like that would be appealing, not to Peter Obi, more, or to people like Mr El Rufai more, because their thinking is that they have lost out of the current APC government, quite honestly. And I think there's a recognition that the North alone, even though they say it, cannot wrestle power by itself. The North needs an alliance with another part of the country. And they've looked at the Obidient movement as a movement that is capable, based on what they've done in 2023, to deliver substantially, with them in the North, to wrestle power away from the APC government. I think in that process, if that ticket was to come together, they will share a lot of obedience, who, depending on what happens between now and 2027, may either stay home or may choose, take their votes to another party.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Lighter. In 2023, President Bola Tinubu, got about 40% of the votes of the North. Got about 40% or thereabout. So now we know that he has that APC support. General Buhari was there, and a few other, people in Kano, in a few places that gave him that kind of support. So if you look at Mallam El Rufai, he was a one-time minister for the Federal Capital Territory under Obasanjo regime, and then later he became the governor of Kaduna State. And, he performed very well, to be honest. He did a lot of wonderful things. I don't know about this trial with the FCC. We don't know whether it's politically motivated, but he did very well, okay? And this man is very brilliant man. He has a head on his shoulder, So, but when you look at the politics of the North, there's Kwankwaso in Kano, who commands, in fact, a lot of followership. The APC chairman, what's his name now? The APC chairman, Ganduje is also, Mallam Ganduje is also from Kano. He has a lot of followership there. We have Kwankwaso, so who is also, so these are people with a lot of followership in the North. What's his name? Alacho Atiku Abubakar from Adamawa State has a lot of followership in the North. And there are a lot of people, like the former Sokoto State governor. Sorry?
Bafarawa.
No, the former Sokoto State governor, the former Speaker of the House of Rep. I forgot his name now.
Jubril. I forgot it. I'm looking at him now. I can't remember his name.
So he is from Sokoto. He too has a lot of followership. So when you compare all these people, when you compare them with Mallam El Rufai, do you think he's able to rescue the North from them and deliver it to he and the big coalition? Do you think Mallam El Rufai has that capacity to deliver the North to Peter Obi?
Let me tell you one thing. Mallam El Rufai he had followers before, because he was in control. He was the state governor, right? How many people are following him now? Let me ask you that question. How many people are following him now? Look at, even with that, when he was the governor, can you believe PDP, right? They have 75% of Kaduna State, right? All the House of Assembly, they have 2 senators. They have, so why you are a governor? You cannot have a firm grip over your state. So now come to talk of when he's no more in power, he's no more the governor. So, 100 El Rufai, 100 Peter Obi, combined together, they can't win, they can't defeat President Tinubu. Mind you, the wave of things, the way things was going, then it was mass movement that followed Obi. And the Yorubas, they realized that why are we following Obi and Igbo? Why are we following Obi? Right? And they did it in defiance of what President Buhari had done. A lot of, because of the evil machination of President Buhari. So that's why everybody follow. They said, no, we are not going to vote for APC. Let's come and sit down now. They will analyze it. El Rufai and Peter Obi, they can't win. Mark my word. With the way they want to sidetrack Vice President Atiku, there will not be any chance. You know, Atiku has some followers, a lot of followers there. So the followers, they feel cheated and feel disgruntled. That okay, we are not good. If that is it, we rather go and vote for APC. So they can't defeat President Tinubu. That I'm quite sure of that. Mark my word. Even in Kaduna State, a lot of the Christians there, they will not vote for El Rufai because of what he did. They were killing, they were bulldozing their houses in Kaduna, the house of the opponent. Look at a lot of people that came out when this incumbent governor, right? A lot of APC who have deserted APC before, they now came back, a mass in thousands, right? So you think that those people who are nursing one grudge or another against El Rufai, they will now come and vote for El Rufai. No, okay. Because it's past glory, it's living on past glory. Forget about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lighton. Shupo, we know that right now there's a lot of dissatisfaction in the country, especially in the northern part of the country. They are thinking that Tinubu is running a southern government. In fact, they're thinking that the government is controlled by the Lagos mafia. So, and there's a lot of dissatisfaction. A lot of the northern leaders, they are saying that, oh, in 2027, oh, they're not going to vote for Tinubu, they're not going to do this, they are kind of running all over the place. So do you think that because of that, if you have somebody like El Rufai who is bold enough to come out and say his mind, do you not think he can then use that to galvanize all those, grievances to himself and be able to deliver the note for Peter Obi in 2027?
Well, thank you very much for that. So I think if you look at what's been happening, I didn't hear the North complain when Muhammadu Buhari was appointing, mostly Northerners into, and a lot of them not really qualified into various positions. That was something that Shehu Musa said, very recently. Where was the North? And then, it comes back to the fact that, as a country, it has always been about Northern interests. When the North does it, it's okay. When the South, for whatever reason, does something similar, then it's Armageddon. This is a new country. It's a new political landscape, I think. And, there are lots of alliances that are being demolished and new ones are going to emerge. I think Nasir El-Rufai does garner or will garner a lot of support from the North. There's no question about that. And I think one thing that is very, very clear is that to win the presidential election in Nigeria, you need more than one region. Unfortunately, that is the way it is now. So if Nasir El-Rufai ends up being on the ticket with Peter Obi, he will be able to deliver some votes in the North. But I think Nasir El-Rufai is a very controversial figure as well. I mean, this is somebody who the current House of Assembly in Kaduna felt his financial mismanagement of the Kaduna state economy was so grievous that they did something that has never been done before in their political history. They basically recommended him for prosecution. That is his state house, not the EFCC directly or any of these other federal government agencies. So he's also a person that is very controversial, who has a lot of very strong negatives. I would actually argue that if the Obidient movement is looking to garner some northern support, there are some credible northern politicians that could potentially feature in that. Rabiu Kwankwaso actually overplayed his hands, I believe, in the last election by saying that, you know, if he's going to go into any arrangement with Peter Obi, he has to be on the top of the ticket. Well, I think he was very much schooled by the electorate that his support wasn't that much. Rabiu Kwankwaso, I think, would be a reasonably moderate candidate that can garner some support in the north, you know, with hopefully Obi going much further now than the southeast to the south-south and also to the southwest, which, you know, potentially could be a problem for him. Yakubu Dogara is another candidate who I think esteems the type of leadership that Nigeria needs, which is, you know, transformational, visionary leadership, and he will be able, you know, to garner some support as well. The current governor of Borno State is another potential candidate, you know, from the northeast. So there are a lot of candidates that are a bit more moderate, you know, that can actually play that second fiddle much better than Mr El Rufai. I personally think Mr El Rufai is a candidate that cannot be contained, would definitely overplay his hands, because his ultimate goal is not the vice presidency or, you know, to add any value to Nigeria. His goal is to become the president.
Thank you very much, Lighton. Shupo. So, Lighton, let me come to you now. I know you are an insider in APC. So now, if you are APC and you are seeing this news, you are seeing this news flash, and you know the kind of damage that Mallam El Rufai can cause. You know the kind of damage he can cause politically. This is somebody who can damage you. Okay. So if you are the president or you are the chairman of the APC and you are seeing what is going on, do you not think you should find a way to amicably bring this man back and, you know, pacify, because he was wrong. He was wrong. He was supposed to be given a ministerial appointment. And then at the last minute, somebody changed his mind. There's no doubt he was wrong. Do you not think this is the time to call him back? Because whether you like it or not, this guy is a big fish. And it can cause a lot of problems. What do you think?
Yeah, in doing damage control, it sounds so funny, but let me begin with this. No doubt, El Rufai champion Southwesterner to be the president, with the intention that Tinubu will make him vice president or chief of staff. Right? He rallied all the northern governors. They resisted Buhari that no, power is shifting to the south and the southwest. Right? He did a lot of things, no doubt about it. But there are 101 ways of expressing yourself. If there is any injustice meted out to you, you might not talk, you might not say anything. Right? You don't let them know that you are offended. But considering the fact that it's antecedents in the security problem plaguing Nigeria, right? It's a real issue. Don't forget the North Central. They will not follow Fulani again. They will not in their widest imaginations. They will not follow Fulani. Now, President Tinubu decimated El Rufai's power, right, by enriching the state governor. The governor was able to pay the debt, all the debt owed by El Rufai, and pay salary for the workers, pay all the do a lot of things there, making an impact, positive impact, and even among the Christians there in the Southern Kaduna, right? So A lot of people are now, a lot of APC who El Rufai have sent away from the party. A lot of them are now coming back. I had a look at the video clip where a month ago, where they are all of them, they are now coming out. A lot of people coming from PDP, they are now declaring for APC in Kaduna State. Was that not the same Kaduna State where El Rufai ruled? A lot, the House of Opponents, they have, according to Sheikh Sonny, all these activists with big hair. He said a lot of people have been sent away.
Sheikh Sonny, yeah.
Sheikh Sonny. He said a lot of people have been sent away back from Kaduna. So they are now coming back. So considering the fact that all these people, they will have people that they will talk to. No, we have to support this governor. We have to do this governor, the incumbent governor, compared to El Rufai when he was here, the way he treated them. So these are the area we need to, like a politician, you should think about. It's a game of majority.
Okay.
How are you going to win the majority? What are you going to do to make to impact positively in the life of the people? So these are the areas we need to look at. And El Rufai is no more in power. They can't do anything. Mark my word.
Thank you.
Right.
So,
you're welcome.
This is going to be the last question, Shukran. I want you to put up your magnifying glass. I'm going to, same thing, like you're going to answer the same question. Now, the year is year 2027. There are two parties contesting, two big parties. APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, vice president candidate, and Shetima, vice presidential candidate, one side. There's an Obidient coalition. I don't know whether it's PDP, whether it's Labour Party, whether it's SDP, whatever it is. There's a coalition. Peter Obi as the presidential candidate, Mallam El Rufai as the vice presidential candidate. Give me a projection. Are you going to have a landslide? Are you going to have 50-50? Is it going to be 40-60? Is it going to be 70-30?
Yeah. I very much doubt it will be a landslide election, but I think that will be predicated on a couple of things. One, if the changes that the current APC government is making are deemed to be largely successful. So, for example, tax bill goes through. Most states are able to keep more money for themselves. Those that aren't generating more money are see the handwriting on the wall, and they're beginning to generate their own revenue. That would dramatically shift politics, I think, in a very sizable way. If the economy does better, so we have more budget surpluses, and it begins to filter down, into the electorate.
And the price of foodstuff is coming down now. The price of petrol is going down now.
Right. And if those things, and then, there's a little bit more employment, and people are beginning to see the impact of the current APC's government's policies, it will be very difficult for the Obidient movement, because what you actually would see is the Obidient, part of the Obidient movement will begin to fracture. Some may still stay with Peter Obi, but some who believe what they are seeing will begin to have a lot more confidence in the APC government. I think if you look at it, what do Obedients represent? They represent, or what do they want? Visionary leadership. But they equally want a leader who will be able to implement that vision. Because changing a society and transforming Nigeria is not only about having vision. It starts with having the right vision, but it eventually needs to get down to implementing that vision. I think what the current APC government has been able to demonstrate is that, the vision they have, which they call Renewed Hope, may not be as fancy as Peter Obi's, but they've demonstrated the ability to be able to get their legislative agenda through and get it implemented within the Nigerian society. That is a game changer. It now will be up to Peter Obi to show that, apart from having a good vision for Nigeria, he also will be able to get his own legislative agenda through. That is a negative for Peter Obi, because if you look at his time as the governor of Anambra State, he had challenges, which he wasn't able to surmount a lot of them. So There are a lot of things that will predicate that conversation, but either way, I think some of that movement will still stay with Obi, but that coalition, you will begin to see multiple fractures in it.
Thank you. Lighton, the question I want to ask you will be different. Now, after Babangida's book, when now say the coup was not an Igbo coup. So we now know this is not an Igbo coup. It was just a coup that was led by few army officers, most of them being Igbo. So now, are we now likely to see Northerners, Fulanis and Hausas vote for Peter Obi, vote for an Igbo man? Do you think that could happen in 2027?
Voting pattern in Nigeria is predicated on two things. The people with genuine intention to see the transformation in Nigeria. And the people who are just following, okay, for what we can eat. Right. The first one, they want transformation in Nigeria. We are seeing transformation. The local government independent, the tax system, the power generation is coming up, the devolution of power. So they are, even my friend Chupo even said that, okay, even if Obi were to be there, it would not have done better. Right. So what we are saying in essence is these people, right, they are better off. They are years. The APC, they are years ahead of all these political contenders. Right. Look at what Tinubu brought to the table. You know, all the ministers, they should come and give their what's it called? Their performance. They should come and do performance appraisal. He's doing performance appraisal for them. So first in his kind, except during the Obasanjo time. So this is what we want Nigeria to. We want the transformation government in Nigeria. We want Nigeria to be transformed to the dream of our founding father. Regionalism is coming up. So what else are we? The Eastern region will be developed. Niger Delta will be developed. Western region will be developed. Northern region will be developed. What else do we want? Come to think of it, the second people, right? The people are the politicians, right? They want to blindfoldedly, they want to go to where their interests can be served, right? Everybody will just go to APC because they are disgruntled. In Labour Party, they don't know what they are doing. The PDP is infighting every day. So who wants to stay there? So you can even see that till tomorrow, people are cross-carpeting to APC.
Okay.
The PDP big shots in Anambra, it came to APC. The Labour Party too, big shots there. They came to APC. What else do we want? APC is going to victory. So that's it.
Thank you, Lighton. Thank you so much. So we come to the end of today's conversation because our time is fast spent. So I want to say a big thank you, Mr. Olaitan Dediba, all the way from America. Thank you so much for coming to today's meeting.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And Mr. Olalawal from Calgary, Canada. Thank you so much for coming to today's meeting.
Thank you for having me.
Please, if you're one of our viewers, if you have not yet subscribed, please hit that button now. It means anytime we do the next video, you'll be one of the first people to know about it. My name is Dejola Ahmed. Goodbye. God bless you. We'll see you again next week. God bless you. Bye-bye.